your mother's house, to your background, anything that lifts up his head against you, in the name of Jesus, we ground it in the blood of Jesus. We ground it in the name of Jesus. Above all, any condition, pattern and cycles that are contrary to the will of God, to the word of God, to the plan of God for your life, today on the grounds of the blood of Jesus, we intercept it. Which translation say interception, interception, intercept, interception, interception, interception. We intercept, intercept, intercept contradiction. We intercept contradiction. We command you in the name of Jesus as more than a conqueror. Tell somebody, I declare that you are more than a conqueror. Tell two people, I declare that you are more than a conqueror.
Yeah, that's what I believe. See, his sunshine is all around us, and there are beautiful clouds where you are. That's how I know that these worries will not last. I can see you've been crying and staying wide awake, asking yourself why the journey is so tough. They say tough times never last, only tough people do. So don't stop believing, I know it's gonna be better. Say la, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, boom, la, 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 ba-dum. Can't be loved by everybody, it's impossible, you know. And trust me, it's okay, so let the toxic people go. Your peace within is more priceless than a pearl. You got to be happy, cause life's just way too short. Don't stress the little things, they will only waste your time. Just take it easy, easy like a nursery rhyme. And I'm singing, I know it's gonna be okay. So I wanna see you smile today. Hey, you just gotta be happy, man. Good days, bad days, it's all part of life. But you must keep the groove on and enjoy every single day. I'm sure you've had some happy days before. So what makes you think you can't have more? Can't have more. Keep on fighting and you'll see. You will soon see rainbows. Hey, come on. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La.
No matter how many noises are made, the law is the law.
Is as all, and the law is the law is the law. Those who said, and the law is the law, did not complete the sentence. The law is the law is the law. That is the sentence.
Speaking of the African Mindsets Reset Forum in Kigali, Rwanda, Professor Pukwajuman said the continent's development challenges could not be explained simply by a lack of policies, plans, resources, or human potential.
We are nowhere close, and in order to whether get close or not, we need to first of all be honest with ourselves and assess the issue from the bottom. It seems we know our problems, but when it comes to how exactly we deal with our problems, they want to play around it. Ghana will be 70 years in the next 7 months. Let's forget about the SDGs. Ghana is turning 70. The reality on the grounds. As we speak, we talk about the silt in Nakole, but the gutters that are connected to Nakole are coming with filth. Where then do we go with achieving 2030 SDGs in 3 years? It is not possible. So we need a plan B and a possible plan C. A lot of young people are in this room unemployed. What is the best way to really put these guys in charge of their communities, give them the necessary resources so they deal with their problem from source? Then it makes it the better way forward. Because for me, as I sit here, what we do at Pastor Boys, I can honestly tell you without fear or favor that we are nowhere close getting to the sanitation problem. As we speak, the mindset, which is the origin of all the problem, we are not tackling it. We have community police who are assisting police in arresting drivers. They are supposed to go in the communities, educate the people. Educate the people, and that is the foundation to which we can work getting close to the sustainable development. In this room, everybody have a bottled water. Let's see how many of them will carry their bottled water when they are leaving. So the mindset is the core foundation of every human problem, and until we get there and follow it with honesty, and the fact that 100 years from now, nobody will be in this room, everything we are talking about is going to be about history, and therefore we need to be honest with ourselves to the core and deal with the foundation. Nakole, among the many water bodies that gives us dignity, that gave us respect, and nothing to write home about. But we go to elsewhere and we appreciate River Nile. River Nile is equal as Nakole, so we should begin to deal with the issues to the root. Put partisanship aside, whether MPP or NDC. Whatever we experienced on 29th June, the flood was not asking for party cards.
Right.
So let's find a way to deal with our issues and deal with it in honesty.
Thank you.
They should always keep the environment clean, and when they see anybody like dropping rubbish on the floor, they should tell the person to pick it.
Please silence that. We should keep ourselves clean and neat, and we should also produce or act a good personal hygiene. Please, I would like to tell them that they should keep themselves neat and clean their environments.
Today I learned about cleaning the environment and helping each other in everything we do. They should stop littering the environment and always clean and plant more trees.
They should always keep the environment clean, and when they see anybody like dropping rubbish on the floor, they should tell the person to pick it.
Please silence that. We should keep ourselves clean and neat, and we should also produce or act a good personal hygiene. Please, I would like to tell them that they should keep themselves neat and clean their environments.
Today I learned about cleaning the environment and helping each other in everything we do. They should stop littering the environment and always clean and plant more trees.
Whether it's a policy cost or economic loss, there's a loss. There is a loss. We have to find a way of either mitigating what constituted the loss or what promoted that loss. How do we mitigate that? Are we expecting 2026 to have the same losses, or what do we do? These are things that I think we should be focusing our attention on going forward. So I'm not surprised the speaker has admitted it, and I'm happy the speaker has done so. $1.7 billion loss is not chicken change.
And I've carefully looked through it, and there's no loss indicated in the books of the Gold Board. No loss at all. Okay? Indeed, everything here is positive. Everything that I've seen is positive. So, in one breath, if you listen to the IMF, what they describe as loss is also described as cost. Every, without exception, has cost. There's no policy measure which is implemented without cost. It has cost. Should we then describe the cost as losses?
I started my life, my business life, with motorbikes. I started with a courier company and took a loan.
Speaking of the African Mindsets Resets Forum in Kigali, Rwanda, Professor Pukwajuman said the continent's development challenges could not be explained simply by a lack of policies, plans, resources, or human potential. According to the Vice President, taking charge of Africa's future requires a fundamental shift from reliance on others to confidence in African expertise, institutions, and capabilities. She challenged the argument that Africa lacks the expertise needed to solve its development problems, asking why African countries could not train their own young people to become the experts required to drive transformation.
It is about taking charge of who we can be. It is not about others defining for us. We are talking about from Pan-Africanism to Meta-Africanism. Pan-Africanism was at some point a radical expression of continental unity for a reason. And the reason per force that continues to stay is how we can come together and do things for ourselves as a people. And that also takes root from taking charge of why we are even doing this, and not extending research others have done. Otherwise, we'll come back here. So I want us to comment on the way in which we even conceive curriculum. So going forward, yes, we are here. Why are we here? Why do we have so much and yet we are so poor?
She also called for a rethink of how African education systems and curricula are designed, saying education should equip young Africans not only...
Government is broke, but people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Good morning. Thank you very much for joining the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Aldo Moore. It's always a pleasure to come your way to beautiful Thursday morning, isn't it? I keep saying it's beautiful because we're still alive in K-King. It's indeed a rare privilege. I want to say big thanks to the Almighty God for making that possible. We say Dieu merci. We say Allahu Akbar. We say Wadabu Shi. We say Mungode Ma Allah. I can go on and on and on and on. I'm a bit of a polyglot, but bear with me. Today's when? Today's the 27th, isn't it? Yeah, 27th of August, 2026. Indeed, this is the day the Lord has made. We're glad that we're in it. I want to say big thanks to the Almighty God for making that possible. And we're here again. We're going to go straight ahead and look at what the papers are reporting, what the online portals are reporting. There's just one online portal is reporting, and what the quote cards are saying. I'm going to do that very, very briefly. So the Ghanaian Times this morning is what I want to start with. It says Kaneshie flooding, major drainage works begin. That's with the Ghanaian Times. The DVLA moves to tackle 5 major security risks in this fresh shake-up. President Mahama reassigns 3 ministers. WB, that's World Bank, approves $500 million for roads investment to rehabilitate 1,050 kilometers of feeder roads. Salt overload. The hidden threats on Ghanaian dining tables is right here on today's Ghanaian Times. And then there's also Daily Guide is my next paper. It says that AXA $1 million bribe, OSP lists Kwabena Donko, others as persons of interest. IEA rejects gold sale loss claims against gold board. Vote for me, I'll make Bawumia president, Boakye Agyarko. And there's Amra here, dairy farm residents to petition Mahama over demolition September 8. Police interdict officer over Bote Manor. Race cause destruction, and there's ministerial reshuffle. Pelpo, Broja, Jemfi dispatched to Jubilee House. The Insight. Yep. Mahama reassigns Labour deputy defense ministers in micro-ministerial shake-up. There's Nguvu Holdings denies false publication of $224 million a share fraud and demands retraction. The Bretton Woods deceit. Why the International Monetary Fund's Africa policy is under development. Against the full symmetry of the Caesars, an open letter while Iran resists an illegal war of aggression. Honorable Jifa Tega, founder of Impala Foundation, commissions 10 mechanized boreholes for Vume community. China says opposes U.S. economic warfare against Iran. That's it. The front page of today's Insight. The Daily Searchlight says that tribunals are back as Bahama signs tribunals bill into law despite opposition from minority, Labour and Bawumia. Clear and present danger as a Bagri Dam begins spillage on August 28 as water levels near critical threshold. Man kills mother over father's 2,000 cedis funeral donation. NPP will rise again. Salah Mustafa files to contest national organizer position. Does Boakye Agyarko submit forms submit forms and pledges to work for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. That's with the Daily Searchlight. Now, if you check out the Ghanaian Publisher, we have gold board bans unrefined gold doré, export September 1. There's free SHS at 9, CPS to examine access, quality and outcomes. Agyarko pledges to unite. MPP vows to deliver 2028. The custodian this morning says that CPS to evaluate 9-year free SHS journey. Agyarko commits to Bawumia's 2028 victory under his chairmanship. There's less respect Ghana's religious diversity. Abdul Hamid urges. I watched that speech at the Dankwa Institute's Liberty lecture, and I must say that Dr. Mustafa did a fantastic job. It was a scholarly, it was a seminal speech, very erudite indeed. Congratulations, Dr. Mustafa Hamid. I've said it time and again. When I was in senior high, sometime in '95, he was then the GIMSA president. So that's how far back we go. Yep. The Chronicle this morning says customs port stakeholders tackle container delays at Tema ports. Takwa residents demonstrate for Goldfields lease renewal. Inshallah, NPP will be back in 2028. Agyarko assures supporters OSP will show no fear or favor, according to Ejabeng. Customs port stakeholders tackle container delays at Tema ports. Great. Daily Post. President assents to 10 bills fulfills cocoa farmer price pledge. Ghana to build 1,200 MW, that's megawatts, gas power plant, largest since independence. Dr. Tufo since the one in the mix, the one in action. And then you have the BNFT. It says BOG SEC seek tight oversight of fast-growing virtual asset market. The diaspora purchasing power fails housing patronage test. Recovery real, but structurally incompetent. World Bank. Goldfields offers increased value sharing and Takwa lease renewal bid. That's with today's BNFT. The New Crusading Guide says Agyarko fires up. MPP delegates promise to deliver Bawumia 2028 presidency. When elected national chairman, inshallah, MPP shall rise again. And as Nguvu Holdings denies false reports of $224 million share fraud, demands retraction. Court adjourns Hanan Abdul Wahab's trial to September 29-30 after Dami submits medical excuse. Bande denies any involvement in Galamsey. As Mahama reassigns Buja Jemfi Pelpo, moved to special initiative. 23 people, including 11 children, killed by abandoned Galamsey pits. Amwakon Hene, that's the Ashanti Regional Minister, in your shot. The Daily Statesman says that Restore Missing Report, IERPP, tells Gold Board as NP demands a breakdown of South Africa evacuation expenditure. Bamia Presidency NPP majority, my 2028 focus. Boache Jaco pledges as he files nomination for NPP national chairman. There's Bear Case, KT Hammond accuses OSP of unprofessional conduct. And then you have the Daily Graphic. President assents to Tribunals Bill, 9 others is there. And there's OSP names 5 in AXA bribery case. Tertiary business sends challenge UCC, UGBS, KNUST set for historic final. Yeah, the Scrap Vigilantism Act, it's unenforceable, sorry, security experts have been talking. All right. All right, so let's now check out what the quote cards are saying. What are the quote cards saying? Can we have that? Can we look at that? All right, wonderful. What the quote cards are saying, it says Jampo defends gold board over 1.7 billion US dollars loss. It's actually dollars. Let's check that out the next time around. It's not in CDs. It's 1.7 billion US dollars. And as Gumashi calls for stronger partnership to grow Ghana's creative industry. That's here in your short as well. And then what else do we have? We have an average adult should take only 1 teaspoon of salt a day. I see. And this dancing is a very effective physical activity. Right? Okay, that's it. Okay, all right. So I guess that we're done with the newspaper review and what the quote cards are saying. All right, so should we take a break? All right. All right. So I have a special guest this morning, and the special guest is with us this morning because of one reason. One reason alone. She's here. You do know that the NPP's internal elections is gearing up. I'm talking about the national chairmanship position is gearing up. And okay, before I introduce her, I'm sure you've heard some names of persons who want to become the national chairman of the NPP. But if you check out the papers today, there's one name that appears to be in almost all the papers, and the news papers are talking about this particular person. It appears that he's the man to beat. It appears, I'm not saying it is, but it appears that he's the man to beat in this race. So I'm talking about Boache Jaco. He filed his nominations yesterday, right? And we want to try and understand what is his message. Why should he be the one to be voted for as far as the national chairmanship race is concerned? And we also noticed that he's been talking about making Bamia president consistently. Why? What's going on? You know, is that the only reason why he wants to be made chairman, or there are other reasons? All right. So we have a guest there. She hasn't done media perhaps in the last 2 years. I stand to be corrected. But she was one of the hardworking MPs in Parliament. But unfortunately, the constituents disagree with me, perhaps. And so they decided not to vote for her again. But that's fine. I think that she's taking that in her stride. She's the former MP for the Blekuma North constituency. She's a fantastic lady. She's taking time off her very, very busy schedule to join us. Why? Because she is with the Boache Jaco campaign team. And so she's with us this morning. Sheila Battels, good morning.
Good morning, Muru. It's good to be here again.
Yes,
it's been a while.
It has been. Do you recall the last time you were here?
No, I don't.
Hey,
I don't really.
That's a very, very long time.
Yes.
Very. So what explains why you've decided to abandon us?
Oh, no particular reason. Obviously, when you are no more the face of the constituency, you want to give your you know, the person who is holding that fort, you want to give them a chance to shine.
Right.
So I think that is why I decided to step back. Yeah.
That's interesting. Do you miss Parliament?
Right now, no.
What are some of the...
I mean, sometimes I have some fond memories and, you know, nice reminders of, you know, quick caucus meeting, this and that, you know, we have to go vote and all. Once in a while, you are reminded of those things.
But I'm sure the constituents still pay you a visit. They haven't stopped.
Oh, I have a very close relationship still with my constituency, so I'm very much a part of it. That you cannot, you know, totally separate yourself out.
Right.
We will continue to do that.
Right. Now, before we talk about the Boakye Agyarko campaign, it's a constitutional right, actually, in fact, a democratic right to decide whose camp you want to belong. But there must also be a reason.
Yes, absolutely.
Why are you with the Boakye Agyarko
camp? Well, first, let me say hello to all my Ablikuma North people, because it's been a while since I had a chance to have this type of conversation openly. It's very important that as a politician, you help your party to stand and also to achieve its ultimate goal, which is to win elections. So whether you are in the front line or you are in the back, it's important that you put your effort into ensuring that your party wins power. I have my reasons for choosing my candidate, which is in the person of Boakye Agyarko. Why do I choose him? Because I believe he's the best to lead the party at this time. Sometimes I'm quite worried that the younger population did not really, you know, realize the NPP party as we saw it. We had the privilege of seeing the new patriotic party that was so admired, especially in parliament and in governance, because we saw, you know, the people who began that whole process of building the NPP and those who held the party and created an organization that was greatly admired and desired, and everyone wanted to be a part of it at the time because of what it stood for. Unfortunately, it seems in the last, I'll say in the last few years, really, because the deterioration didn't start in the early, I mean, it started only just recently. We saw that energy of the new patriotic party is lost. And in its stead, we see a lot of moneycracy and bad publicity, mostly because of propaganda that is, I would say, even in the last 4 years, prior to 2024 elections, the kind of propaganda that went on against the NPP's governance, against some of our leading members, especially our flag bearer. Eventually, most of them we saw were not true, but we see that some of these things are actually what has created a certain negative perception about the party, about which the leaders were not able to, I would say, conquer. Because the party, NPP, I would say, is the best party, especially for those who aspire to have good governance, those who aspire to have a country that they feel, you know, when you look at the values of the NPP, this is a party that stands for ensuring that everybody has a right to own property, they have a right to work and be paid, and to take a share in what this country has to offer. It should not belong to just a few. And it should not be where somebody sits somewhere and decides who you can be or how far you can go. This is the party that fought for the right of, the media to speak out and for Ghanaians to feel liberated from, when we remember the NDC, how it started with the Rawlings government, women being lashed. We see that even happening now, where, people are being beaten left, right, and center, just trying to move people from one location to another, the way people are manhandled. Businesses are not being well supported. It's not even the priority of the government to ensure that businesses prosper and they are able to create opportunities. They look at it more of government has to, apportion what the citizens have to benefit from. So we have a government that does not encourage aspiration to grow. And that is what the NPP stood for.
Right.
And I think the younger population now are being swindled again by the government in power, because now they have a lot of money to splash around, throw around, and let people believe that they have so much to offer. I believe that the candidacy of Boakye Agyarko is actually what the NPP needs. And when you speak to most of the people who began the NPP, who are still alive, when you speak to them, they tell you, you must do everything possible to ensure that Agyarko comes to power, because he is the one who carries that mantle, that energy, that vision that brings back the NPP that we knew.
How are we supposed to believe he can when we don't really know what his track record is in party organization, as some of his critics say?
Yes.
He's never held any party office.
And that is so unfortunate, because this is a founding member of our party. In actual fact, Boakye Agyarko has done so much for the NPP, helping to build it. But he has always been a background person. The actual frontline position he held was to be campaign manager. Now, let me tell you something. It is not easy to become a campaign manager of a flag bearer. And you don't just pick somebody who is nothing and just bring him to that position to run a national campaign. But if today, NPP can say we have a delegate system, which actually the NDC copied, it's Boakye Agyarko who brought that. Because after the 2008 election, the party was down, just like it is right now. And the flag bearer asked that somebody should go round the whole country to determine what needs to be done. Now, this is a man who, when he was sent round to handle this investigation and recommendation of what needed to be done, he was like a one-man Michael Quay, post-election machine.
Right.
He did not go and sit in offices speaking to regional chairpersons and all that. He went to the homes of the organizers and the secretaries. He sleeps in the homes of these people to understand what goes on the ground. And I'm telling you, if he meets you today, he will tell you what happened with you those years when he was with you and you went over here and this is what you guys did. And when you met this person, and you will start asking, what happened to this guy? Who did this? What happened to that? And it's amazing. I'm only 50 years. I'm going to be 51 next week.
Well, you're not only.
I know. I know.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you.
And happy birthday in advance.
Thank you very much.
All right.
But
Boakye Agyarko never forgets.
He is a sharp guy. He is fantastic, sharp. And you would think that he's a 40-year-old because he's so youthful and he remembers everything. And what that does is he recalls what was done to fix a particular situation. He knows the dynamics of every single constituency. And he will tell you where it came from, where the problems are, and why these and these people, that issue needed to be solved a particular way. Okay. And he will tell you, even today, what needs to be done in order to fix something. You know, this is a party that has suffered a massive loss from 2024. We will not run away from that problem that we had. Now, if you're going to go into the future, you don't need somebody who is just, you know, I came in when the party had already done 8 years. I mean, somebody talks about, this is a person who knows how to win election. Trust me, NDC had done 8 years. They had failed the people. People are already ready for change when, you know, those that they are calling themselves election match. That's why I'm saying the youth need to know, because they are the ones who don't know the past. And that is why they are struggling to understand why Ejaku is the perfect person.
But you see, in politics, Sheila, sometimes the most ideal may not also be the most preferable or generally preferable. Now, you recall that prior to the 2016 elections, the conversation at the time was that the NPP had become so book-long, and your all party full soldiers were complaining.
Yes.
Would they be able to turn the mushy suits, na more cabro fakesi, na NTC full system, and that kind of thing?
Yes.
So the party at the time felt that, look, we had to sort of rebrand a bit in order to attract a certain kind of, maybe in order to energize them.
We shouldn't rebrand to the point of losing.
Good. So we saw a new MPP post-20, in fact, before the 2016 elections.
Yes.
And we saw what happened post-2016 elections. You do the Ayawaso West war gone.
Yes.
You know, it was all part of the rebranding. So yes, you need a thing. If you do, we'll do with you. Which was then more associated with the NDC, that Takashi and that kind of thing. But your base was saying that, look, we cannot continue this Sheila Battles and Boache Ejaku's type of politics. We're sick and tired. We need something new.
Yes.
Okay. Now, from everything you're saying, you are worried that the NPP has given in to a certain propaganda.
Yes.
And so the party has sort of like changed its DNA.
Yes.
You want the NPP to go back to what it was known before.
Yes.
Which is a group of elitists,
scholars. Without losing the base.
Okay, whatever. It's important. You see, when I'm done, then you
Yes.
can come in with this explanation.
Yes.
So you realize that, no, you needed to change a little bit. Let me change a bit.
Yes.
But in changing a bit, it appears to have changed a lot.
Yes.
Now, you are saying that you want the party to go back to what it used to look like in the past. Be the Daroches, the Kufuor, era, and so on and so forth. That was when your father served as a Works and Housing Minister and so on.
Yes.
You want that MPP back. You believe Boache Ejaku is the type of person who can bring the MPP back. Question is that what your base wants?
You see, our base needs power.
Okay.
Our base needs power.
Okay.
And they are looking for somebody who can deliver power.
Yes.
We are telling you that Boache Ejaku can deliver power.
But almost he's too book long.
Maybe. You see, the book longish part of it is actually what the NPP stands for. There's nothing wrong with going to school. School. Education. So you don't denigrate something that you are investing in. There's nothing wrong with educating yourself. And NDC for say education is bad. And anybody who aspires higher, they are able to give better. But what is happening is that the leadership, that is where we lose ourselves and become more of the NDC, which people didn't admire in the past. And no interest say it's part of politics. But the truth of the matter is that taking too much of that one to spoil the whole thing, is where we are now. But trust me, what you are looking for after the governance is achieved is somebody who has got the education, somebody who has got the training, and somebody who is able to deliver on their promises. And that is why the NDC comes and they are not able to keep promises.
Okay.
Because now we see people who come in And then at the end of the day, 22 billion Ghana cedis. They are already, and they will just come and make the noise. They will come and make the noise and pay money. I'm telling you, what they are doing is building a war chest so that they will come in 2028. Ghanaians have to be careful. But I'm saying that at the same time, because the NDC, the MPP needs to reclaim who we are, but still be able to win power. This one man who was able to go around the whole country and build us a delegate system, which became a machinery. 2016, you told me the winning so massively. He is the one who can win us the power.
Finally, he's been consistently talking about focusing on making Bawumia president.
Yes.
Why?
One will say, everybody knows I'm an ardent supporter of Dr. Bawumia.
Yes.
Ardent DMB people. Boakye Ejiakor himself decided last election, said, Uncle Biom, but he would rather back the best candidate. Uncle said, propaganda na eko round. The people think, say, yes, say Ejiakor na ye be. But that shouldn't be the case. Tongu, why would to me MPP MPs bebre elusu election? Tongu, tell them why it is that you can win an election. But Ejiakor is focused on winning 2028. Boakye Ejiakor is focused on bringing MPs in. He's focused on letting Nkrofo Ebufuoni Yawudie ni ade nti omo say we are not going to be in the party anymore. We are leaving. This is all based on some of the things that the people in the past did. But ono say make me a bridge because me so MPP ni amane bia kameda. You know. Those things worked against me, but still, that is not what I'm about.
Okay.
I'm not here to fight those who caused, me to lose my president. No. Okay. My focus is win power, make sure that the best candidate, which is Dr. Bawumia, comes back to power. And we believe in that vision.
Sheila, please do this for me in just 3 minutes because time is not our best friend. Finally, what do you have to tell persons who are still not sure and they fear or they are suspicious that if Boakye Ejiakor becomes the national chairman of the party, but Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will, yes, he likes Dr. Bawumia, but Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia may struggle to work with him because Boakye Ejiakor himself is tough, is somebody who may want to argue, may want to make things difficult for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Just an asmodene.
Debbie.
So, and Debbie. Most flag bearers would want a yes man as their national chairman. And that's politics for you. It's not a deal, but that's politics. Will Dr. Boakye Ejiakor make things easy? When I'm using easy here relatively.
1 or 3 minutes, so let me start talking. Dr. Boakye Ejiakor consults with Dr. Bawumia almost every single day.
He does.
I'm telling you on authority because me Dr. Bawumia kotna na ya bon komo. People and America say propaganda no. It is that you're painting a black star. I say or you're finching. Ejiakor is not somebody that will just take what you say and then be blown away by it, Debbie.
Okay.
Opinions are same. Convince me.
Rather than just do it just for doing the sake.
You are making up.
He's fine with it.
He's very flexible. But I saw more painties idea. And then this whole Eastern agenda and man or Brian never power.
Yes, I saw it this morning.
It makes no sense because he's an Eastern person. And Brian is an Eastern person. That alone falls flat on its face because a regional balance. The same way we will not go for somebody in the north now because we prefer to have that balance. If you Ashanti, if you Eastern, if you Greater Accra, they are not a balance. Let me assure anybody who is worried.
Okay.
Boakye Ejiakor is here to make sure say we need 2028.
Okay.
Some of us we've invested too much in Dr. Bawumia, and we want to make sure Dr. Bawumia comes to power to deliver what he has for all of us. It's a propaganda, no? I'm telling you that all that propaganda it falls flat on its face. Ejaku is actually the best candidate to win all of us power, especially executives Amwaba. You need power to be able to do, and Boache Ejaku is the one that will bring you that power.
Sheila, it's been wonderful talking to you. Thank you very much. You've said a lot, even though in a very brief period. You've said a lot, and I'm sure that we've addressed almost all the critical issues. So we'll see how it goes. Well, we wish him all the best.
Thank you.
Our regards to him. And please tell him that he should make time and pass by one of these days.
I will do that.
All right, thank you for It's on October 3, eh?
Sorry?
It's on October 3, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
so vote for Boache Ejaku and what? And get what?
Well, MPP will rise again. He tells us. He's giving us power.
Okay. All right, Sheila Patel is Soma MP for the Ablekuma North constituency, a member of the Boache Ejaku campaign team. Thank you very much for joining us once again. So please stay with us. My guests are here for us to review the papers.
And there they are. The squad is ready, lined up, ice cold, focused and prepared for national duty. Every bottle in position, every label shining with confidence. And here comes the selection. One bottle steps forward, picked from the squad, ready to deliver for Ghana. He takes the first sip. Oh yes, refreshingly hydrating. The whistle goes. The Black Stars are on the move. He breaks through the defense like flowing water. Beautiful control. He lines it up. He strikes. Goal! Ghana is awake. From the fridge to the field, Awake keeps you refreshed. Awake purified drinking water. One for life. Proudly supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
Finding my dream apartment in just 2 days was a breeze with 7terragh.com. Looking for your next home, the perfect piece of land, or the best commercial property for your business? Are you worried about sending money home for property and finding nothing when you return? Well, worry no more. 7terragh.com is just a platform to find prime lands, perfect properties, or vibrant real estate development at the click of a button. 7terragh.com is your go-to property listing platform that allows you to register, list, rent, buy or sell, and connect with correct agents. With our AI-powered smart search, personalized dashboards, verified agent connection, and interactive property maps, all your property needs have been made easier. Check us out on 7terragh.com or contact us on 0302 998 246 or 0561 032 252. 7terragh.com, powered by MNC Properties.
Mommy, good morning.
Good morning, my son. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mom. How about you?
I'm fine.
Joe, I just saw your mom doing her usual morning routine. Like, it was just 2 weeks she underwent a major colon surgery.
Bro, see, my mom is doing perfectly fine, and we're all excited about it. It was minimally invasive surgery, and the recovery has been very fast.
Minimally? Hey! No, wait. What do you mean by that?
So they offered my mom a laparoscopic colon surgery. Laparoscopic colon surgery, which we accepted. It turned out it was equally safe, with a very fast recovery time, and the cost involved too was very, very reasonable. She was discharged 3 days after the surgery, and you can see here, she's on her feet again.
3 days?
Just 3 days, bro.
Mean Tuber Hospital, first Ghana colorectal center, aimed to serve a peculiar health need.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Chaco toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Chaco toothpaste. Kel Chaco toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here,
se mecha sapapadia to ama me manfo. Kel Chaco's natural ingredients. Eno ene bomb se ho ban. E mane swen ne sanso mama hotoso e wo bedwam.
Kel Chaco toothpaste. Choose Kel Chaco toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Today's class is going to be an exciting one. Now, who can share an unforgettable moment in their life? Okay, Asempa.
I'd like to talk about my first time. It was her natural look, complemented by her favorite green silky apparel that caught my attention. I have to say, she automatically possessed me with her smile, which exposed her beautiful white teeth. That's not all. Her enduring signature perfume could be smelled from afar. Madam, why do you look so surprised? My first time with her was special and irresistible. I'm talking about Cindy Rice. Cindy Rice can be found in selected supermarkets nationwide.
Cindy Rice, sweet aroma, great taste. This advert is FDA approved.
This is the old way. Let me show you a new and a better way. EduPack.
EduPack?
Yes, EduPack. A GS-approved and supported initiative for all first-year students going to SHS by Prospectus Ghana Limited. Now you don't need to go to the market. All your trunks, mattresses, pillows, including plastic chalkboards, are all waiting for your child at the school. Note, all our wooden chalkboards are being changed to plastic ones to avoid bedbugs.
You can also register by dialing *713*821# following the prompts, or you can visit www.edupackgh.com and tap register. You can also register at any ADB branch near you at a very affordable price. EduPack, approved and supported by GES.
From the grandest stage, the badges change, but the passion remains.
It's a special goal. What is the hour? Come with the man. This football is from the heavens. What a story this is.
10 months of drama lie ahead. The stage is set.
The biggest stars from the world's biggest leagues on SuperSport. It's on GoTV.
No matter how many noises are made, the law is the law.
SSO, and the law is the law is the law. Those who said, and the law is the law, did not complete the sentence. The law is the law is the law. That is the sentence.
No matter how many noises are made, the law is the law.
Against us all, and the law is the law is the law. Those who said, and the law is the law, did not complete the sentence. The law is the law is the law.
All right, you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My guests are here. We will start the newspaper review shortly. So with me this morning are two adorable, fantastic, wonderful ladies who joined us to look at what the big issues for the day are. So Shamima Muslim is with us. She's the Deputy Presidential Spokesperson, Office of the President. Good morning, madam. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Shams, how are you?
DJ Mo.
Yes,
I'm
boss.
well. How are you too, my dear brother? How are the wives and the kids?
I've rebranded.
How are the wives and the kids?
Everybody's fine.
Okay, we thank God. My regards to them. I haven't seen them in a long while. I'll come and visit one of these weekends. Tell them for me.
My sister, she won't change you.
I'm learning from the best. It's been a while though. I hope all is well. Yes. Oh, work is fine.
How's the pressure?
Well, it's what we asked for, isn't it? We requested to do a job, and I think that we are very focused on doing exactly that. So all is good. And the people of Ghana, they've been very cooperative, and we appreciate it a lot.
It was extremely tough in the beginning, wasn't it? But it appears that you are adjusting very well. You know, I mean,
I'm not sure if it was extremely tough. If it should be tough, it should be tougher now, because now there's a lot of moving parts. In the beginning, we were just, forming, settling down. So the real pressure was really not there. It's really now that, a lot of things are happening.
I'm actually even looking at the expectation from sometimes, party supporters.
Yes, now and yes, it's not a small pressure. Yes.
Shalima, can you help me pay school fees? Shalima, I'm not well. Can you send me something small for medical bills?
And I think it's a conversation we should have generally about whether this is a cost to democracy or a loss to democracy. It's a very important conversation to have, but we are thankful to God, and just also to extend our deepest condolences to the family of our Deputy Chief of Staff, Nana Oye Bampoado, who lost her brother, I think, last weekend. Yes. Today we will be going, a delegation from the presidency will be going to commiserate with her and the family. So please accept the sympathies of President Mahama and the entire government. And also, the Dumba season is here, right? Across many of our northern regions, there are celebrations ongoing. For us, the people of the Wala people, it started on Tuesday, and the Wana is also in readiness for the final Durbar on Sunday, where he does the symbolic jumping of the cow. So wishing all the people of Wa happy Dumba. Please let's ensure we celebrate within the limits of the law, and ensure that there's no chaos, as a result of a happy occasion like this. And also, I know this year there's a great Dumba Fest that is going to happen in Wa, where we are going to platform a lot of the stars from the Upper West region, and we're going to have an event, a new event organization, Resolute, that have deployed their state-of-the-art equipment to ensure that Wa sees the concerts in a way that they haven't ever seen before. So that's what's happening, this week across many northern regions, especially in the Upper West region, as we count down to Sunday. So I'm wishing everybody a happy Dumba. So Basically, those are my preliminary comments.
Okay, thank you. Let me also say, your other sister is also with us here. That's Laura Musa Saka. She's a member of the MPP's communications team, and also, Laura, do you speak for any of the sectorial committees?
Yeah, local government.
Oh,
I'm a
local
spokesperson.
government.
One of the spokespersons for
local government.
Local government,
Right,
yeah.
Right. But good to see you. How are you?
Good to see you, Mo.
And how's the family? How's everybody?
Alhamdulillah, you're doing well.
Yeah.
I was just wondering where the wives and children came from.
You know where she's coming.
Has she been added?
You know the mischief.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'm asking about the family.
She wants you to do a second wife. Do you want to do a second wife?
I don't think so.
Do you want to?
I don't think so.
Be confident. Do you want to? You don't think so? You don't want
Because
to?
the woman I'm considering for a second wife, she still hasn't told me whether she wants to.
Well, sure.
Really?
Well, Laura, you know who she is.
Why are you drawing me into this?
You have drawn yourself into
I have
it.
no idea what you're talking about, more, and let it be on record. So your wife knows that I'm not
Laura,
encouraging you to do anything like
listen,
that.
we've been doing this quietly. Now let's do it publicly. Laura, would you be my second wife?
Yeah.
Moro, really?
I'm going to go on my knees now. Let's
Hey.
All right. So back to business.
Now, Becca.
I'll go find water for myself. Anyway, so you know earlier.
Moro, you just put a heavy.
I know.
Should I say bill on your head?
Yes, I know.
So when they come demanding
I know.
for you to retract,
Yes.
because you just try to play mischief with a potential paramount queen mother
Yes, that's true.
of the liberal traditional area
You know,
on your set, so you are in trouble.
The chiefs and the traditional authorities of our great Gonja land should please bear with me. She's telling me for the first time that she's a queen. I had no idea. I beg you.
Hey.
Now that I know she's a queen,
Be a man. Stop that.
I take and retract everything that I've
Is it
said.
not a man that will marry a queen mother? What is your problem?
Now you are
No,
talking
but
like the chauvinist.
there are
It's a man
customs.
that will marry a
there are
queen mother.
customs and traditions. You can't just publicly tell a queen that you like her. You have to go through a certain process. Kingani, let me.
You just got yourself in
let me
trouble.
retract and
Anyway, I
apologize.
mean,
I will do the needful.
with the opening of Shamima, I may also be right if I don't. This weekend is Yegbore's Damba.
Right.
He's celebrating. I think arrival is on Friday.
Right.
Or so. But this weekend is the Yegbore's Damba. So I wish the whole of
it's a big month for the North,
yeah, because usually he will celebrate. Then after that, the other paramouncies will continue. So his is this weekend. Then the weekend after, the other paramouncies will also celebrate theirs on different days throughout the Damba period.
Fantastic. Great. That's a piece of very useful information. I know you are a staunch supporter of Dr. Boakye Ejiakor. In fact, you've been putting a lot of his stuff on your social media.
Honorable Boakye Ejiakor.
Boakye Ejiakor, yes.
100%.
Why?
Moro.
Why are you in his camp?
Why am I in his camp?
Yes, and not
I think
Sammy Crab or
being in Honorable Boakye Ejiakor's camp, or should I say, I believe, being in Honorable Ejiakor's camp is being in the MPP's camp.
How do you mean?
Anyone who wants to see Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as president, inshallah 2028, and has taken time to assess what led to our 2024 defeat, should be backing Honorable Ejiakor. That is putting the party first, because it's more of a bridge between the various stakeholders within the party. It's a party, it's a political party. Politics is a business of interest.
Right.
Yes, there are people with individual interests. There are people with a certain level of influence. But I believe he's the one man that cuts across all the stakeholders. And if we really are serious about getting back to run the affairs of this country, he's the man for the job.
Okay. All right. you said you haven't said a lot, but you said a lot. You get it? Asimpatia, yeah. All right, so Shams.
Yes.
I recall that when you and I were doing Eyewitness News at back at Adabraka, it must have been in 2000 and must have been 2007. One of them. There was some
2008.
2008.
It's when I actually started City.
City, yes.
There was the election year.
There was an interview you granted, or there was an interview you did, and I recall that you asked the spokesperson or the information minister at the time that, and I think it was a reshuffle, and you asked the minister, you said, why are the names coming in thoughts by thoughts? Release the thing here. Thoughts. It's interesting. Now you're going to be on the other side, and I'll also ask you the same thing. See what's happened. But before you ponder over that, let me just look at this from Daily Guide. Just to remind ourselves that it's a news overview. So, page 6, and we're going to do this very briefly because it's not a big topic, but of course it has happened, and so we need to just have a quick bite at it. So, ministerial reshuffle, Pelpo Broja Jimfi dispatched to Jubilee House. And as Kofi says, President John Dramani Mahama has made further changes to his government, reassigning 2 ministers and the deputy minister in the latest ministerial shake-up. The changes announced yesterday in a statement signed by Felix Kwachofuzo, spokesperson to the President and Minister of Government Communications, take immediate effect. Under the new arrangement, Abdul Rashid Pelpo has been reassigned from the Ministry of Labour, Employment and Job Creation to serve as Minister of State for Special Initiatives. He will be replaced at the Labour Ministry by Emmanuel Kwejo Ejekum, who becomes the new Minister for Labour, Employment and Job Creation. The presidency did not immediately provide details on the specific responsibilities that Mr. Pelpo will assume under his new portfolio. In another change, Deputy Minister for Defence, Ernest Broja Jimfi, has been reassigned to serve as Presidential Advisor on National Resilience and Emergency Preparedness. The latest changes are to President Mahama's ongoing efforts to realign his administration and to place officials in positions considered critical to the government's agenda. The presidency, however, did not give reasons for the latest reassignment. Now, educate us on this matter. When we talk about somebody, first of all, your general thoughts about this reshuffle. When we talk about a minister of state in charge of something, what really does the person do? Really, what is this position?
Right. I mean, good morning once again to your viewers and to our viewers. We don't take your viewership for granted at all. Of all the things that you could be doing, you find time to tune in and to watch and to hopefully, share same opinions with us or challenge us or give us feedback as to what we are doing and, how best to do it. So, I mean, we thank you for your consistent, company anytime we come on the show. And, reshuffles honestly creates anxieties no matter how you look at it. Anytime you accept a position to serve in government, you know that that position can be recalled any day, any time, for whatever the reasons, good or bad, are. And so no politician comes into office or accepts a position without not having at the back of his mind that any day, any time, that position can either be taken away from him totally, which is the worst case scenario, or he will be reassigned to something else or someplace else that the president at that point in time believes his services will be most needed. Some people take it in their stride. Some people have continuing anxiety about those new roles and expectations. So
reshuffles have always been part, of our government. I recall earlier this year there were a number of, commentaries by media people always asking when is the next reshuffle going to be. Yeah. Sometimes you ponder about it and you wonder whether we are asking for reshuffle solely for the case of, reshuffling, or we believe that some people are not, doing what they are supposed to do, or that they may do better in another place. So really, it's no big deal at all for a president who appoints, who realigns, who disappoints, to take some of these, decisions. But for the sake of our democracy, we have conversations about, these issues in order that we can figure out the best ways of governing at the least cost and at the least disruption to the process. For many experts that I've heard on this matter, often a reshuffle becomes problematic if it comes too early on, without any communicated reason. So you appoint someone to a role and within a few months, you are reassigning that person, or maybe you are taking that person out completely. Usually it creates curiosity for people to want to find out why. And there could be any number of reasons why those things become imperative. Maybe some information has come to the president, or maybe some exigency requires the realignment. So there are always many reasons, but for efficiency reasons, people would think that people need to grow into a role to be able to be measured on results and impacts, where competency then can be measured. And if it's a competency-based removal, then you say, yes, then there's an objective measure to why this person is either being moved or being aligned. And the unfortunate matter of a death, which can happen, or a sickness which can happen, which will create a space that needs to be filled, also sometimes triggers movement, because maybe you would think somebody else might have an expertise for the position that has become available than bringing in a new person. And once you remove somebody from another position, then you have to fill in that position. Another worry around reshuffles is when it comes a little too late. So maybe 3, 4, 5 months to the end of a term, then movements, are made. The counter is always what the import of that is, because obviously this new minister coming in at this last, leg, what would he come and do? And like I always say, the president is always well aware of the workings of his workmen and women to know what he wants to achieve at any point in time. So even if a reshuffle happened towards the end of a term, it would be for a reason, perhaps to supervise a certain completion, of a project, not to begin any new things in that short space of time. To your specific question about what a minister of state is.
In fact, you notice that even on social media, there have been some debate about whether there's been a demotion, whether it's a promotion. Yeah, that's why I wanted. That's why I asked.
I mean, not to go into the specific individuals who have been moved, and just to have this general conversation. It is not. You are a minister. Right. My boss, Honorable Felix Kwasi-Ofosu, is a minister of state in charge of government communications. So you are a minister so motu, and all the package that comes with that position is your position. The presidency, under the presidency, there are a lot of projects, under Office of Government Machinery has a lot of entities and a lot of running projects. And there are always tasks. Remember, we are running a lean government. There's always something to do, something to supervise, something to implement, something to, execute. If you take the recent flood situation, for example, and the task force, you need a certain coordinating mechanism between the presidency and the the task force that is implementing. So there's a proper workflow between all of them. So these are not positions that you're going to take and not have anything to do at all on your table. There's always going to be things to do. But like everything else, the politics around appointments also is quite a complex one, because appointments are also about representation. There are traditional authorities that lobby for certain positions. There are regional balances, ethnic balances that are all part of considerations towards who does what in a government. And I'm glad to say that we all know that President Mohammed's administration, this reset administration, is one of the most representative. I saw maps that media houses put together to show, you know, how diverse, how representative. We're talking region, we are talking ethnic, we are talking religious and faith-based representation, all within the spectrum of this government. I mean, President Mahama has done well, never before seen in comparison to, you know, other administrations, how representative this government is. The truth also is that not every interest will find representation, and not every interest may find representation in the specific sector that they want the representation in, because of the limited position. So whereas these are matters of concern to the president, and he's always guided by the sense of equity, justice, and fairness, what we also cannot take away is people who may feel disgruntled, who may be unhappy, and who may also make some demands that if you have taken somebody or you have moved somebody from a certain position, then give us somebody in, you know, in return for that. But to respect ultimately the decision of the president. And so far, from all the comments we've seen from the first one to this one, I think everybody is okay and have communicated their readiness and appreciation, you know, to the president. And we hope that the new roles that they are being put to perform, they will continue with their commitment to the country first, and to the government that, you know, they are serving in. So
why
really,
the thought?
Well, why not? You know, because why not?
Right.
Remember, the president has his own mechanism of assessment.
Yeah.
And the information that comes to him on a daily basis that influences this decision over that decision, who to move. There's no need to rush a process and then have to recorrect course. So as and when he feels ready to announce any movement, he does. And I think that once governance is going on and we are meeting our benchmarks, the economy is doing well, and projects are, you know, being rolled out. Ultimately, at the end of the day, we'll have a clearer picture, as I always say, as to whether the means have justified the end outcome of our Resetting Ghana agenda. So far, so very good. So far, congratulations to all the appointees for sticking to the broad ethics of this administration.
Right.
We will not get everything perfect. We won't get everything right. That's not what we promised Ghanaians. We promised Ghanaians consistency on the side of principles,
right,
on the side of ethics.
Okay.
And when there are mistakes, that Ghanaians would see action being done to correct those errors and those mistakes. But so far, I think that all appointees have done satisfactorily well within their means, and this administration's objective to rebuild first the foundations of this country,
okay,
and then build upon those foundations,
okay,
now and into the nearest future is on course.
Okay. All right. So we shouldn't be surprised if even Shamima is made a substantive minister, because nobody.
If who?
If Shamima is made a substantive minister.
No, you should be surprised because why?
Why?
No, why this mischief? For what?
Nobody's safe.
No, please.
Everybody can be moved.
Yeah, I like my job.
I do. I know you do.
I like it. This position, I'm enjoying it very well. So I don't have any expectations at all.
We the fans of Shamima.
Don't be mischievous. Because I asked genuinely about your wife and children, shouldn't also lead to a retaliation.
Nobody.
Go to my sister.
Nobody is safe. This reshuffle matter. You recall that?
Well, which is true.
Laura, nobody's safe. Everybody can be moved. Yes. Laura, you recall that during Anado's time, there were some friends of ours who could say, Charlie, but what is Nana doing the reshuffle? It came up several times. It looks like it's not an easy thing, eh? I don't know what's been going through your mind when this is all reshuffle matter.
I haven't been a president
before. I know.
So I can't. Unless they tell us what it is, we won't know.
Right.
Amoro.
Talk to me.
Over the years, we've been used to a certain ranking.
Yeah.
Minister of State.
Right.
And Deputy Minister. And the letter or the communication that was released by Minister Government Communications or the Minister responsible for Government Communications was clear. And to quote from the letter, Honorable Abdul Rashid Pelpo has been reassigned. That's second paragraph of the letter or the release. Honorable Abdul Rashid Pelpo has been reassigned as Deputy Minister of State. Sorry, reassigned as Minister of State.
Yes.
Minister of State for Special Initiatives, while Honorable Emmanuel Kojo Ejekum replaces him as Minister of Labor, Employment and Job Creation. The two can be the same.
Yes.
The two can be the same.
Okay.
And the person that signed off, spokesperson to the president, he signed off in two capacities. Spokesperson to the president, where Shamima deputizes, and Minister, Government Communications. But you see, I can understand Shamima's difficulty this morning. Being a native of Upper West giving the NDC 11/11 in terms of parliamentary seats. And now the only cabinet minister they got has been demoted to Minister of State. So you see her going around the issues.
But she's just told you that it's the same.
Minister of State and Minister are not the same.
Are not the same. Explain.
Moro, is it the same?
Explain.
How should I explain?
No,
when Ministers of State, what was Honorable Abna Sari at Ministry of Finance? She was Minister of State. There was a minister.
Okay.
So that's the ranking we'll be known to. So I think it will be disingenuous on Shamima's part to come and tell us now that Minister of State is the same as Minister.
Is there anything that a Minister of State is entitled
if it's the
to
same,
that a minister is
why
not?
is Felix not signing off as Minister of State? Why is Honorable Kojo Ejekum not being assigned as Minister of State? There's Minister of State, unless they've changed the ranking. That's what we've been used to. There's Minister of State, and Deputy Minister. So there's the Minister of State, and Deputy.
Okay, so we're still learning.
Laura,
Is there anything?
No, what is the ranking will be used?
No. Can I get it? Let me ask you this.
What is the ranking we are used to in our governance structure?
I need you to explain something to me.
Okay.
Now, from where you sit,
you want to turn me into a governance expert?
Why not?
Which I'm not.
Very soon you'll be Dr. Laura. Very soon you'll be Dr. Laura Tusaka. I'm asking this, that functionally, what difference exists between a minister of state, I mean functionally, a minister of state and a minister?
Are you asking me?
What really is the difference here?
I think maybe you should be asking those who are trying to be disingenuous with this whole thing.
Because when I asked...
How is it that you write Honorable... Let's go to what Honorable Pelpo's designation was. Minister of Labor, Employment and Job Creation.
Yes.
So if you are reassigning him and you are keeping his portfolio, his level, like Shamima said, his package, why is it not Minister for Special Initiatives? Why is it Minister of State for Special Initiatives? Look, Moro, His Excellency the President has the constitutional right to organize his government the way he wants. That's why it's even put in the term that ministers and appointees serve at the pleasure of the president.
Right.
But you see, for a government or for a party that promised us a reset, we can't go back to doing things the same way because we all complained about it. You just made reference to Shamima talking about reshuffling or reshuffle coming in thought, like it is happening now. But she has a justification for it. Then there was a problem with it, but now she has a justification for it. The president can do things once he's not breaching the constitution or any laws in this country.
Right.
He's within his rights as the president of the republic. But you see, all these things also account or input into accountability.
Okay.
We've had conversations over the years where ministers are reassigned, appointees are sacked, and we all ask questions. Why? There may be other tangential issues.
Okay.
But I believe that it should be about their performance. Was Honorable Rashid Pelpo performing at Labour, or he was not performing?
Okay.
I think where we've gotten to, and with the promise they made us, well, some of us, and particularly said what they were promising was a rewind, which we are seeing. But they insisted it's a reset. And I don't think a reset, when you reset something, you do things the same way it was done.
Yes.
It's supposed to be a new way of doing things. And one of the ways of doing things that we all must insist on is accountability.
Right.
So when you take a decision, explain for the sake of accountability.
Okay.
If he was performing, why is he being reassigned? Or he will perform better as a minister of state rather than being a full-fledged minister. Or the defense. The deputy minister has been reassigned as presidential advisor on national resilience and emergency preparedness.
Right.
Right. Is that also equivalent to his portfolio or is a promotion? Why has he been moved? Was he doing well there? Or there's something, the accountability explanation must be given. But like I said, I can understand Shamima's difficulty today because I'm sure the youth and people of Upper West are up in arms because out of the 11 MPs they gave the NDC, the current government, the only one that got a cabinet ministerial position was Honorable Pelpo, and today he's being demoted to Minister of State. So those are the explanations they need to be given the people, because there's a reason why.
She says she's not convinced that it is not a demotion.
There's a reason why regional balance is factored in some of these portfolios and appointments.
Okay.
So I think the people, of Upper West will be happy to get a more cogent explanation why the only cabinet minister is suddenly being made a minister of state in charge of special initiatives. And which special initiatives
unfortunately,
are those?
You would hear them very soon. Anyway, just so to inform Laura too that there is no difficulty in this matter, and her insistence to focus on, you know, varying descriptions to mean a demotion is rather what is disingenuous. The denominator is that they are all ministers. And you know it. No. And you know it very well that they are all ministers. I told you, the Honorable Felix Kwasi
is also minister.
He is not, but deputy minister is also a minister. We're different, but a deputy minister. But did you see a deputy minister?
Today the ranking is being changed. That's nice.
No, it is not a ranking that is being changed. Moro, the fact of the matter is that if you take a role of a minister of state and a minister has a substantive portfolio of running a ministry. A ministry would have agencies under them, and they are the arrowheads of those specific sector ministries. In the history of our country, we have always had sector ministries. We have always had ministers of state. If you are telling me that it is a demotion, then why have ministers of state as a subset and have a deputy minister? Then there would have been no need to have ministers of state if you feel that they are the same as deputy ministers. They never can be the same as deputy ministers. A minister of state is a minister of state that works, both are ministers, one heads a ministry, one drives a specific presidential assignment. Now, depending on how broad-based that assignment is, special initiatives can straddle multiple ministries. You are well aware that a special initiative would straddle multiple ministries, not one ministry.
Okay.
And it will be the duty of that Minister of State within that, function to coordinate the activities across multiple ministries, across multiple agencies to bring the results that the president wants.
Okay.
So I'm not going to belabor this matter. There's nothing to belabor about it other than to also say, as a daughter of Upper West, that the concerns and the demands or the expectations from the people of the Upper West region, as a region that delivered 11/11, are not concerns or sentiments that President John Dramani Mahama would sweep under the carpet. I'm just saying that let's trust the process a bit more and see, in the fullness of time, how that commitment and appreciation to the good people of Ghana would pan out. There's no disingenuity here at all. There are positions called ministers of state. There are positions called deputy ministers. There are positions called ministers. Even within ministers, we have cabinet ministers and non-cabinet ministers. So let's once again extend our appreciation to all appointees and all those who have experienced these movements for their commitment to the Resetting Ghana agenda as we continue to do our best to build this Ghana that we all want.
So, Moro, with Shamime's explanation, so why is Broja Jemfi not Minister of State for National Resilience and Emergency Preparedness?
Are you now going to
why
dictate?
Is he presidential advisor?
No, but are you now?
We need that explanation. But the explanation she's giving.
How different is that?
Refusing to accept what the reality is.
Moral.
Why
why are you now deciding what?
Why is Mr. Guzitano not Minister of State in charge of 24 hours?
Let's take this. Let's
since
take a break.
It cuts across different ministries.
Okay,
is that how you understand? No. This is the highest level of disingenuity.
You can't explain. You are saying those explanations will come later.
There's nothing to explain to
So what went into the reassignment?
You see,
if the explanations
There's really nothing to explain to law.
You are saying the explanations will come later.
You know.
So
No, you are asking
what went into the reassignment.
All right.
What went into it? You don't know it.
Be honest with them.
No, you don't.
Be honest with your own people.
We have to go and look for the president and ask him. So
really,
Moro?
Moro?
He can tell us what exactly explains.
Really, Moro?
Yeah,
you know, they always claim they are.
It's like everything that they criticized, they are doing a U-turn on it. Everything. You would have seen Shamine's passion. Like President Akufo-Addo. Then, why this?
Okay.
Imagine
just as you are asking.
Reassignment.
Today
you are saying what? It's coming.
She's not taking
that's how it should be.
She's not taking it right away from
Toto. Sharina said Toto. Now she says that is how it should be.
All right, so let's do this. Let's take a break.
How it should be. I said that is how the president has communicated what he wants to do.
We will revisit the former central bank office around the Tudu area.
Are they not tired?
Well, I don't think so. They're still there. Gold board is still there. We still have a few questions to ask them. So please stay with us. You're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television.
And there they are. The squad is ready, lined up, ice cold, focused and prepared for national duty. Every bottle in position, every label shining with confidence. And here comes the selection. One bottle steps forward, picked from the squad, ready to deliver for Ghana. He takes the first sip. Oh yes, refreshingly hydrating. The whistle goes. The Black Stars are on the move. He breaks through the defense like flowing water. Beautiful control. He lines it up. He strikes. Goal! Ghana is awake. From the fridge to the field, Awake keeps you refreshed. Awake purified drinking water. One for life. Proudly supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kelkit Toothpaste. Wow. I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kelkits, happy smile.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, Asamo.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Femi Kakalika, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Femi once now.
Hey, that's you.
Improve car.
Yeah.
Captain Mosquito, double the action. Me did this sasso spray. Mr. Femi sasso quell. Yeah, go to my sasso.
Come Tom Preco.
abina biwa say wo dia wo ba beje wo makacho safa wo bome sabe empanyi say aboane pekokwa aye no eno de ne ho twetwirisie EVA Motors wadawro man elisa me bia Benz musa na o chale age Benz nigga kasa tinti we and top onko betra se me onko bla 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 betra se
EVA Motors specializes in the sale of quality foreign imported vehicles, all backed by genuine and authentic documentation. Visit us at Dansoman Runabout, behind the Guelph Filling Station, for trusted vehicle deals and excellent customer service.
Charlie, how do you see the car? Can you solid? Can you beautiful? Yeah, Madam Dubai. Yeah. EVA Motors, get your best deals and say crack it. Crack.
The first two sources of the laws were money that the central bank paid to Gold Board on behalf of buying and exporting the gold on its behalf. So they actually constitute revenue to the Gold Board. And I don't understand why somebody will call revenue as a loss. So from the Gold Board perspective, those two components of the loss are revenues. Okay? It is a cost to the central bank. Who paid it? To them. Their revenues. The third one, the most significant, the one that constitutes almost 90% of this loss, the 1.7 billion, was simply due to valuation technique. What does that mean? If Gold Board purchases the gold on behalf of central bank at, say, 12 cedis to the dollar from the miners, and it is exported and the revenue comes. If the central bank, by law, all central banks have currency reference rates that are always lower than the Forex Bureau rate. By law, it's central banking. So when this money comes in, the central bank needs to convert that into cedis in its books. And if it converts the dollars using lower rates, they could use higher rates, that will reflect as a loss. So it is merely book accounting issue, but not a significant loss to the nation. So if the central bank use 10 to value it, then there's a margin of 2 per ounce. There's a margin of 2 per ounce. And multiplied by the total ounces in the economy, that would blow out to be a significant loss. So and we need to also be extremely careful, especially in accounting and economics. You need to be very careful. The first two components of the loss that we talk, actually, if you look deep into it, it is one government agency paying another government agency same amount. So to the government, its monetary authority, which is the central bank, has made that loss. To the government, its Gold Board has made that gain. Plus and minus, there's no cost. It is left hand given to the right hand.
All right, you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Now, the Gold Board government of Ghana, minority matters won't go away, will it? And there's all kinds of matters arising. Now, today's Daily Guide, again, I'm still with today's Daily Guide. Now, we're told that the Institute of Economic Affairs has waded into this debate where it is rejecting the gold seal loss claims against Gold Board. It's actually been reported by some of the other papers. I believe I saw that in about 3 papers, newspapers or so. So we'll just do this and then we'll move to our next topic as well. All right. So let me stay with the Daily Guide, and the story is on page 6. Now, Daily Guide reports this morning that the Institute of Economic Affairs has rejected claims attributing $1.7 billion loss under the, I don't know why the Daily Guide also wrote CDs. It's not CDs, it's $1.7 billion, which comes out to about 22 billion CDs. So it's a mistake. Daily Guide, please let's watch it. 1.7 billion loss under the Bank of Ghana's domestic gold purchase program to the Ghana Gold Board. The institute said much of the figure represents revenue and foreign exchange valuation differences, not an actual loss. Director of Research at IEA, Professor Alexander Bilson Dakun, said the reported amount comprised service fees, assaying fees, and foreign exchange and valuation differences arising from Gold Board's operations. He explains that service and assaying fees were payments by the Bank of Ghana to Gold Board, Gold Board for services rendered and therefore constituted revenue to Gold Board. I don't understand why somebody would call revenue a loss. Now, Professor Dakun spoke at the IE assessment of the 2026 Media Budget Review on Wednesday on the theme From Stabilization to Transformation, an assessment of Ghana's 2026 Media Budget Review. He knows that about 90% of the $1.7 billion was primarily an exchange rate valuation issue. Gold Board purchased gold on behalf of the BOG with proceeds converted from US dollars into cedis using the central bank's reference rate. Differences between the purchase rate and the valuation rate could appear as a loss in BOG's books, but does not necessarily represent depletion of national wealth. It is merely a book accounting issue and not a significant loss to the nation. Professor Dakun said, transactions between two public institutions should be viewed from a broader government perspective. Now, to the government, its monetary authority, which is the central bank, has made that loss. To the government, its Gold Board has made that gain. He said, adding that the amount could wash out at the broader government level. He said Gold Board's operations still required careful scrutiny, particularly as it transitions from BOG financing to private sector funding for gold purchases. If properly managed, he said the model could deepen capital markets but require transparency and strong oversight. He acknowledged Gold Board's contributions to the economy through increased gold exports, foreign exchange inflows, and reserve accumulation, which had supported CD stability. He cautioned, however, against over-reliance on gold for exchange rate stability, urging broader export promotion, import substitution, foreign exchange market regulations, and increased local ownership. Shamima.
Yes.
You've heard the professor.
Well, I have. And for the past couple of weeks now, I think there's been a lot of debate on this subject matter. And really, there's no more to add. Because when we are dealing with such contested matters, as I said here on your platform, a good place to start is to start from the voices of the experts. Those who don't have any interest other than the interest of Ghana. Those voices include the voices of Bopin, who has raised concerns about the sustainability of the costs to the stabilization. Let's start from truth and what has been conceded by this government. From right here, Moro, when the Bank of Ghana's audited reports came up earlier this year, and we were speaking about the so-called Bank of Ghana losses, where it was explained in graphic terms, and if producer can pull those out, if he doesn't have time, no problem. That was when we accounted to the people of Ghana about the costs to the stabilization that we are experiencing.
Okay.
So it is not surprising that no matter how much you speak, you explain, the opposition has taken a stance. This morning, I want to speak.
Is that it? We promise to reset the economy?
No, this is, I'm talking about the Bank of Ghana
Okay,
earlier
okay.
this year,
Yes, okay.
when they spoke to us about the 3 broad areas that accounted for the losses on the books, on their books, and which they described as the costs to stabilization, which many expert voices, including now the IEA, wading into this conversation to ensure that we stick to the necessary debates. You know, Moro, this entire red herring that the New Patriotic Party has put around the issue will come as a disservice to themselves. You know why I say it? What was supposed to have been a conversation around value for money, which would have been a genuine case to be made for accountability, because value for money is at the heart of everything this government wants to do. Whatever projects we initiate, whatever reforms we undertake, what is the value we are getting for the investments we are making? If the New Patriotic Party and its assigns were well-intentioned right from the beginning and framed this debate at the onset around questions for value for money, we would have gone very far. Instead, even if they had framed the conversation around the issue of causing financial loss to the state, which is a law that was activated when they came to power in 2001, which was the law on which they based on to prosecute and jail many NDC ministers at the time. Many, over 15 in the course of their 2 administrations, many members of the NDC in previous government were prosecuted, and over 15 as against the one single individual that has now been caught in the web of, the law, Chairman Wontimi. If they had framed it around causing financial loss to the state, then we would have had a conversation, because we would have then asked them to prove to us how Gold Board has caused financial loss to the state. Where did they take the money to? Did they make reckless economic decisions? Did they misappropriate state funds? Did they steal state funds? Did they engage in corruption? And so when I asked them that where they say, where did the money go? Where are they saying the money went? Apart from the areas that their reference document, the IMF document that they reference as to where the costs have come from, I asked them in a post, and what I received were insults. Because I did point out to them that if they can tell us that the money went into purchasing jute bags that we weren't needed, and collapsing Cocoa Board's financials in the state, then they will have a case. If they was telling us that the money was taken, appropriated, and invested in digging a hole, which stands as the most expensive hole, they would have had the case in the public sphere. If they were telling us that individuals suspected to have caused huge financial loss to the state had run away from the jurisdiction of Ghana to avoid justice, they would have had a case. for us to answer. But the reference document is the exact point that everybody comes to say that if these are the expense items, if these are the areas from which we have made or recorded these costs, then we cannot say that there is financial loss because there is value. And that's the value that your producer should now put the statistics. What has been the true benefits of these interventions as the Gold Board operations came up with? Now, let me tell you one thing. Because they did not frame the debate around value for money, because they couldn't answer the questions, because the answers to those questions would have defeated the purpose of this, their advocacy, misdirected as it is. Because they couldn't frame it around the issue of causing financial loss, what did they do? They have hanged it around the neck of a single individual, Sammy Gyamfi. And because of that singular action, their motives has been exposed to the good people of Ghana. That this is not about fighting for the interest of Ghana. This is an agenda to pay back an individual they have confessed publicly, all of them, from their minority leader to their spokesperson, they have confessed publicly that this small boy, Sammy Gyamfi, is perhaps the reason for the defeat that today they suffer. Let me say that Sammy Gyamfi is not a perfect human being. He's not a perfect communicator. He is a strong communicator. Every strong communicator have their bad days. I'm not a perfect communicator. I have Laura here is not a perfect communicator. Bawumia is not a perfect communicator. Nana Addo was not a perfect communicator. Otherwise, he wouldn't have stood on a political platform and say, vote for Nii Lante van der Poel instead of voting for Nii Lante Bannerman. So nobody is sitting here to say that Sammy Gyamfi cannot be asked questions of accountability, of someone who breathes and lives demanding accountability from others. But that personal vendetta has clouded all objectivity on their side. Today they are singing, they have financed the development of songs around this $1.7 billion, cost, which they have decided they will call it in their modus operandi loss, without the conscience of providing to us what value this has. If they had framed this conversation around, okay, these areas that the IMF, has said the cost which we have had, have been occasioned, these areas, what can we do innovatively so that in the next season we will minimize the costs? Because there will always be the cost because of the structure we are operating with. Which structure we have just heard, not my voice. The IEA economist said that the Bank of Ghana rates and the Forex Bureau rates are never meant to be the same. So at the onset, there would always be that disparity, and that would also be recorded as a loss. But they have focused the entire debate around the person of Sammy Gyamfi. All of these genuine issues you could have raised for public conversation have now been soiled by your own, by your insistence to demonize an individual whose operations everybody says is one of the key reasons we are enjoying the stability that we are enjoying. That we now have the reserves that we have. That our primary balance is now positive. That now we are sustainable in terms of debt. 45% of GDP, never before seen. Never before seen. Genuinely, they avoid that. And I'm saying this morning that what we must thank them for is one thing, and it is something they have. It is a viable contribution to our democracy, because any time they are in opposition, they push the frontiers of public debate through their initial intent, because at the bottom line, their intent is always to detract from the cause. As I have said to you, when they do that, what they end up doing is to invite all of these voices that we are hearing, all of these institutions that have expertise over long periods of time. And what happens to the general populace? Our collective intelligence grows. Because today, tomorrow, many people know what Dory Gold is. We didn't know. Many people have been forced to listen to what assaying is, assaying fees. Many people understand the language of gold that we wouldn't have understood. But for this consistent, persistent debate around the operations of Gold Board. So we must thank them for allowing our collective intelligence to grow as a result of this, of their agenda. And because our collective intelligence has grown, because expert voices have all added their voice into it. And so me here as a member of government, knowing that tomorrow, even if we are not in government, our scorecard will be presented to the people of Ghana. Based on that scorecard, we would either receive a returned mandate or will be asked to go home. Me sitting here will be the last person to say, let us hide things under the rug. Because when we do that, as they did, there will come a time where we have to stand in parliament, God forbid, where Atufos will now come to say that, dear people of Ghana, we cannot continue. We have misinformed you. We have misdirected you. And today, our finances can no longer cope, so we have to go for an 18th round of an IMF program. God forbid that we get to that point. As we speak today, in the period that they ran the domestic gold exchange program, they should tell us, in terms of accountability, who their off-takers were, where their audit accounts are. You see, when a government wants to do the right thing and is actually doing the right thing, what you do is to input the process so that we'll keep on doing more of the right things and avoid, fatal mistakes. There's no fatal mistake. There's a genuine concern that are there other innovative ways that we can minimize the cost of the operations? But ultimately, nobody with any good conscience would say that Gold Board and its operations and the cost of those operations have been inimical to the health of this country. If you say that, then you are an enemy to the state of Ghana. And if we make these arguments and we juxtapose them by the true intent of the New Patriotic Party, who is hell-bent on distorting these matters other than ensuring that we keep the conversation along the areas that better inform Ghanaians and better challenge the leaders of our institutions, like the Bank of Ghana, like the Finance Ministry, like the Gold Board, to every day come up with better solutions to our problems. But where they have failed, in accounting, in auditing, in transparency, let them not sit on a high horse and try to misdirect all of us. And I'm saying this respectfully because when I speak this way, I speak majorly to the NPP and my co-panelists here because that is the representation. I do not speak to insult the intelligence of the good people who are watching us this morning, because sometimes we misunderstand, the two. Because we come here being paid, and our opponents will say something, and we must respond directly to what they say, whilst we respond to you, the good people of Ghana, regarding what really is the spirit behind this administration and what we are doing. And where we are genuinely wrong, we owe you, an explanation. Okay. But in all of these matters, right, what we must fear is a party who today tells us that everything that is happening is wrong. Everything that is happening is wrong. Is a party whose core communicators come on platforms who are seeking to lead the party. Tell us, Moro, listen closely, that this government has failed in the face of stabilizing the cedi, has failed in the face of keeping inflation at an all-time low, 5.3%, has failed in the sense of ensuring that our reserves are increasing. A government that can, and communicators that can look the good people of Ghana and tell them this, and in the same breath, come and tell the people of Ghana that in opposition, Sylvester Tete, seeking to be a national secretary of the NPP, tells them, his party people, that in opposition, we don't need facts. Okay. That in opposition, they need propaganda. So is this one of the propaganda where you are genuinely not interested in the facts, as your national secretary, hopeful, is communicating to the party base? That is not the worst. In opposition, the people who want accountability, and I'm just wrapping up, have a national youth organizer, hopeful, who comes to submit his nomination forms, surrounded by young vigilantes called Blue Marines, who say that they are going to protect. And his words coming from him, Adenta Kumi, is that even if they have to go to hell to win the 2028 election, they will go to hell. Hello, Adenta Kumi, we the NDC, we don't want to go to hell. So we will not follow you to hell to win an election. And that anybody who attempts anything would feel, what did he says that anybody who attempts anything will see death or something of the sort. No, we will not attempt anything that will cause chaos. Because what they don't know, that is, if the NPP foments trouble, as they intend to do from these agents, as they tell us every day, they are telling us in plain light and plain sight what they intend to do. What we can also assure them is that it will not happen. It will not see the light of day. Mustafa Hamid, seeking to be national vice chair.
Let me bring in Laura.
I'm just wrapping up on this so that the people of Ghana would understand why what is happening is happening. Mustafa Hamid tells us that they should vote for him so that he will spit fire to the NDC. He will spit fire to the NDC. He will spit fire to the facts. He will spit fire to the good things that are happening to this country. And I'm saying that because of the increasing collective intelligence of the Ghanaian people, we will see the opposition for exactly what they are. A distractive element, a distracting element who would fudge the matters and the personalities rather than focusing on the real areas that require genuine debate. And we invite that genuine debate. And we'll continue to encourage Gold Board to ensure that they do the right things. Because if they do the wrong things, we will hold them to account. And our audited accounts will show for it. And will not be able to defend the wrong things when the wrong things are being done. That is the state of the opposition NPP. And this is the state of a government that is working for the people of Ghana, wanting the best. And so when there are wrongdoings, as President Mahama has shown to be being able to hold his own people accountable, that will be done.
All right, let me bring you in now.
Moro.
Yes.
What Shamima just did is a classical case of untini onyama swaso kechirenye. Moro, why are we here? And let's state it. We are all in this business to see to the forward march of this country. So accountability must be institutional, not partisan like what Shamima is trying to do here this morning. And moreover, public money is public money, regardless of which agency's balance sheet it's on. And with all that she said, mentioning people's name and all that, government has to explain its decisions and facts, rather than insults, intimidation, or political diversion. Prior to this Gold Board Bank of Ghana laws, or let's say Government of Ghana laws, or a laws to the people of the Republic of Ghana, prior to this $1.7 billion, which translates into 22 billion Ghana cedis discussion, the only 1.7 that Ghanaians would have been looking forward to is the 1.7 jobs that they promised to create with the 24-hour economy. Not long ago, we heard the coordinator, Mr. Guzitano of 24-hour economy, lamenting how no big monies comes to the 24-hour economy secretariat. Also lamented about how they have nothing to do with the 24-hour markets, that they are even breaking existing markets. And I think that should also be seen and probably considered as causing financial loss to the state. Context. But let's come back to the $1.7 billion. This conversation didn't start with $1.7 billion, if you remember. It started with 214 million. You remember Honorable Kojo Ponkoma raised this issue. And they washed him dry, created all kinds of images out of him for raising a critical financial loss issue. We pushed. What did they do? They stampeded the call for a bipartisan probe. If they had agreed in the name of accountability to curb the 214 million, we wouldn't be talking about 1.7 billion today. What is the fundamental thing? Who is the head of Gold Board? It's Sami Jemfi. What is the fundamental thing? Samia Tong Gold Aboka. Ghana Aboka. Whether it's sitting on BLG books or sitting on Gold Board books, the people of Ghana have lost $1.7 billion. That translates into 22 billion Ghana cedis. Couldn't that have fulfilled the 1.7 million jobs they promised? Couldn't that have funded the women's banking? Couldn't that have funded the 1 million coders program? But what is it? You raise a critical accountability issue, and all they want to do is call you names and divert the issues. Fortunately, the Speaker of Parliament says there's going to be a probe into the laws. And I think we all need to follow it in the interest of this country. As for calling people names, and obviously you don't expect us. Bro, if someone, no matter what your relationship is with your elder brother, or your relationship is with your mother or father, if someone comes insulting them, will you sit there and watch? So you don't expect us to keep quiet when you're insulting our leader. No matter how we see him, no matter who we think he is, that's the leader of the minority in parliament. But why are we having this conversation? Forget about those tangential issues. Ghana has lost. After they ravished the 214 million, now we are back to the same IMF that they used to quote copiously. IMF reports were like their Bible in opposition, like their Quran in opposition. Everything IMF said, they swallowed it hook, line, and sinker. It was sacrosanct. Today we are being told IMF made a mistake. We are being told IMF doesn't understand. Yes, we all agree in principle that under no circumstances should we go to IMF for the 18th time. But with the way this government is going, we all have to keep praying. Because if a small gold, Sika, can bring us a loss of $1.7 billion, 22 billion Ghana cedis, then I wonder what loss will be in the books of the other sectors. And that is the issue. Not someone going to file their nomination with their supporters. What didn't they say in opposition? And in all this gold conversation, one of the conversations it brings out clearly is the fight against Galamsey. Where is the Galamsey gold going? Gold Board has been promising a traceability system. Is it there? Where is the Galamsey gold going? Now we are asked to be patient. The same people who treated it as an urgent emergency issue, today we are being told to be patient. We are being told there's a process. Was it an event then? Today, the guards they trained are being arrested for all kinds of things. You know, it's the double standards that our compatriots in government now are exhibiting that is worrying. Everything they said is being played back to them, and now they are flip-flopping. That is what we have to be worried about. But just as we all have representatives in the Parliament of Ghana, yes, we may not have numbers, but this is to the majority in Parliament. This is not about the MPP. This is about the people of Ghana and the loss of $1.7 billion. Imagine the number of women banks. How many people would women bank employ? What's the capitalization needed? 400 million. So imagine 22 billion divided by 400 million. The number of initiatives like that will go a long way to make the lives of our mothers and all of us better. Nobody will go against any initiative that makes this government better, that makes this country better. But the things they said when they were opposition is that karma that is playing, and they can't even take a single dose of what they dished out to us. Sometimes you come and sit on this set, in this same chair, and sometimes within you wish they would get the helms of government. But then you're also reminded that that alternative is scary. And when we kept on saying the alternative is scary, this is what we meant. This is what we meant, and we are seeing it. So, thankfully, the Speaker has said there will be a probe. We hope it's done. That probe is done and done properly in the interest of Ghana. And the burden is on the majority because they have the numbers. They were the ones that stampeded the first call when the loss was 240 million. We hope they put the interest and the future of the children of Ghana. Look at all the things that are coming up. Look at ministers fighting the finance minister for not releasing money. And two critical ministries, Agric, because we have food security issues in the offing. Education, the future of this country. Look at the issues they're having. We are bedeviled with a humongous loss of $1.7 billion, 22 billion Ghana cedis, and we shouldn't talk about it because we are in opposition. That's the call to the people of Ghana. I think every Ghanaian who is interested in the good and the future of this country should have an interest in what this food will bring.
Okay, let me bring it up, viewers. I beg you. Let me just bring it up because if I leave this,
No problem,
I
no
cannot
problem.
let me bring it up, viewers. Yes, so Alhaji Suwari from. I have a number of questions for the two of you anyway, but let me just bring it up, viewers now. Now, Alhaji Suwari from New York. He says, "Look, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and good morning to you, Moro." Well, the same gentleman here. Anyway. It is refreshing to hear voices of reason like Professor Alexander Bill Sendakun, Director of Research at the Institute of Economic Research, who has asserted the Gold Board has not incurred the losses being propagated by the NPP. More, the point is that the NPP cannot sustain the propaganda for more than a week because Ghanaians are proven to be discerning. Now, on this issue of BOG losses alone, they have shifted their position more than 5 times. That tells you that they do not have a coherent position to begin with. As we have said time and again, the cacophony surrounding Gold Board stems from one simple fact. Sammy Gyamfi is the CEO of Gold Board, period. Otherwise, how do you describe money transfer from one government institution to another government institution as a loss without properly explaining the underlying transaction? The debate should be about the nature of the transactions, the policy objectives, the accounting treatment, and the broader economic benefits, not the manufacture of political narratives. The NPP can be better. More, the other point is the attack on Sammy Gyamfi is partly being sponsored by kingpins of the gold smuggling business that Gold Board came to stop. At least now Akufo-Addo's friend, Alistair Matthias, said he used to smuggle $400 million of gold every month. That has stopped because of Gold Board. You think they'll be happy with Sammy Gyamfi? God bless Ghana and JDM. God bless and protect Sammy Gyamfi. Ni Ama Amatefio, he says, good morning. Interesting conversation in your studio. But more, according to the IMF, the loss by the BOG, as stated in paragraph 13 of that paper, the IMF says that 1. DGPP losses in 2024 during Akufo-Addo and Bawumia's time were almost $400 million. Now, in 2025, losses rose to over $1.7 billion, equivalent to 1.5% of GDP. Now, almost all of the 2025 loss related to gold for reserves, which is G for R, Doré purchase. The loss represents about 17% of the value of Doré gold sold by the BOG. The IMF says that the loss from the gold trades was a combination of 4 main things. 1, service and assay fees paid to Gold Board and costs associated with assaying processing the gold. 2, discounts to off-takers. The gold was subsequently sold to exporters, off-takers at discounts. Exchange rate losses, the most important component. Gold was purchased using the Forex Bureau exchange rate, while the BOG accounted for it using its reference rate when they are finally paid by the off-takers. Now the man is saying the first two is rather a profit to Gold Board because it's revenue to Gold Board. The third is what he's saying has to do with book accounting issue because of the commercial interbank rate, or what he terms as currency reference rate used by BOG to convert the dollars into cedis. So in a nutshell, as Gold Board and Sammy Gyamfi has said repeatedly, there is absolutely nothing like a loss on the books of Gold Board. Now, the minority is saying that for them, it's not where it sits, but there's a loss. So just get that. They say it doesn't matter where it sits, but there's a loss. And so the government...
That is a secondary position. That's not where they started from.
I agree with you. That's not how it started. I know it as a matter of fact. Now, Idi Mukhtar says that, good morning to you. Let's be clear on the BOG Gold Board controversy. Gold Board is not the Bank of Ghana. The DGPP is not just one program. Gold for reserves is not the gold for oil. Doré is not the same as the bullion. Gold Board surplus is not a profit for the DGPP. Bank of Ghana's loss cannot be Gold Board's loss. An accounting loss doesn't mean a fiscal money disappeared. A loss is not a loot as being thrown out there by the delusioned ones. Accounting loss, therefore, is nothing to be worried about as people of Ghana. So the MPP's miserable micro misleading minority should spare us a breathing space for the progress of Ghana. We have a country to run.
Or send a message. And you read all those words.
He didn't mention names, that's why. If it were names, I would have mentioned. He said anybody.
He described the whole group.
No, he didn't say group.
Read it.
No, he said listen. It says, so the MPP's miserable mini micro
And what?
Yes, misleading minorities.
No, the first one. Use delusional.
Oh, sorry, I'm told my microphone is off.
Oh, your microphone is off.
Yes.
Right now.
Okay, then there's no point in repeating it.
Still off? Okay. All right.
Shamima, put your microphone
Oh,
on.
how? And then we was superpowers.
Okay, so
people in power.
It's still there.
All right. So
okay.
So let's bring some.
Just quickly. I'm just saying that I am happy that Laura too here says that it is public money, whether or not it was sitting in Gold Board accounts or BOG accounts. It is public money simplicity. That's where they should have started from. Why didn't they start from that conversation, like I said earlier? Laura too, I don't think you still want to go on the refrain that Sami Aton Gold Aboka. I've seen that you people in your so-called attempt to command the narrative have started financing skits using that contrived misinformation and outright lies. Because Laura too, here, if you actually want the public to trust what you are saying, should have had an opinion from what IEA. We don't always agree with IEA, but Laura too conveniently avoided the independent expert voices in this matter. She conveniently avoided an opinion on the matter. So I'm asking you, Laura, when you say that Sami Aton Gold Aboka, is that your expert opinion or that is your propaganda opinion, so that we can know how to relate with it? Because your National Secretary Hopeful says that your opposition is not going to be about facts, it is going to be about propaganda. So when you insist to say that Sami Aton Gold Aboka, is that a propaganda opinion?
But that's not the position of the MPP.
Hold on, please.
This is slice.
No, it is from what she's saying.
Yes.
Because I'm saying that she's avoiding the facts.
Okay.
And she has no opinion on the facts. And they have explained to you that Sami Entimi in Tongo, because Sami in Tongo, Bank of Ghana na Eton Gold. Gold Board does not sell gold. Bank of Ghana na Eton New Gold. Gold Board is a aggregator. And they have explained over and over and over again the terms of the trade that are not determined solely by Gold Board. So if Laura is still saying that, I want her to tell us if that is her expert, her considered opinion, that truly, after all the explanations she has heard around, whether she still holds that view.
Let me finish with this so they can continue.
Okay.
I beg you, let me finish with this.
No problem.
Laura, she's actually, I'm sure she's asked you some questions. So you can put it down so that when I come back, you can respond. Down. She says she wants to know whether it's a fact or fiction. All right, so let me do this. No, let me finish with it because people are waiting to hear it. So Andre Japamesa, has sent his message. He says, look, these NDC folks are a strange breed. Let's just put the substantive issues above the BOG, Gold Board laws aside for a minute. Today, they are interested in value for money conversation regarding the losses at the BOG. Were we not told when they were in opposition that it was criminal for the BOG to sell gold and make losses? They said Governor Addison, who had superintended the BOG to perform its statutory functions by providing financing to government during the financial crisis and introduced the DGPP to stabilize the currency, same issues that they are touting today, was a candidate for jail? Please put it to Shamima whether the BOG under Governor Addison misappropriated the losses incurred under the DGPP. Yes, today they are first to jump to the defense of the same issues that they claimed only 3 years ago was a crime. What has changed? Merely because they have come into government, and so the standard they themselves set in opposition ought to change? Wow, the expert of double speak.
It would take...
Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm says, good morning, my brother Moro. It's a fact that the president has the power to appoint and the power to disappoint without any explanations to the public. But I'd like to plead to Mr. President to listen to the voices of the masses and do the reshuffle once and for all. I don't want it to look like the same star president another did. I'm not happy with this micro reshuffle. We should not forget that we had a social contract with the good people of this country, and we must fulfill it. Shamima is someone I respect a lot when it comes to dealing with the grassroots in the party. She picks and listens to people, and I respect her for that. But some of the appointees currently who have not performed to our satisfaction, and they must give space for others to come in and deliver. That's Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm. Now, Guy G from Cantonment says, Moro, if the Gold Board Bank of Ghana Gold Programs lost that reported 22 billion cedis, 1.7 billion US dollars figure, Apenyumakin is citing is treated only as an MPP paying back Sammy Gyamfi and NDC, then the real question gets lost. The way to frame it so that it's not seen as a payback as to separate the two tracks. Hence, we are building a country. One, the money is a national issue, not a party issue. The Gold for Oil and Gold Purchase programs were funded by public money at BOG before Gold Board took over. If there's a loss, it reflects reserves, city stability, and all of us, whether the MPNDC is in power. Asking for audited accounts and a parliamentary inquiry is normal oversight work of the minority. The extortionist word is a personal issue. That part is between Apenyumakin and Sammy Gyamfi personally in court. He should not replace the audit. If Shaima Muslim or any communicator frames the loss probe as revenge, it actually helps to insist on institutions, not insult. Let PAC or OSP or Auditor General look at the books and publish them. Then nobody can call it MPP agenda or NDC cover-up. The way Sammy Gyamfi gets fair hearing on Gold Board performance, Apenyumakin gets fair hearing on its reputation, and the public gets the facts on the money.
Yep.
My regards to my sister, Loratu Gaiji from Cantonment, sends this one.
Morning,
and then
Gaiji.
Kojo Chumbuafu, he says, good morning. Please, when I see Loratu on TV, I'm starstruck. So today, I am looking at the brightness of the day. My sister Shamima should forget about the likes of Otele Adenta Kumi. He should go to hell by himself. We can drive him there in a trotro with Bamia as a soft lucky. Now says, please ask the beautiful Loretta how 1.7 billion US dollars translates to 22 billion cedis. With all due respect, she has used an exchange rate of 13. Even the Forex Bureau used 12.1 to 13.
Whichever way.
Is the nation
it's more than 20 billion.
13
Whichever way, still a loss.
It said 13 is the nation
so
records.
So you use what?
No, Patrick, 1 second. 13 is the nation records rate. Why does the MP always want the nation to fail when others are in power?
No.
That's from Kojo Chumbuafu. And then this one here says that, okay, I think I can look at the rest when I'm back from...
You're going on right. So
yes,
just
because but we don't have a lot of time,
yes,
so you can do just do briefly.
Because
so
Mesa has also made the point. I was just wrapping up on that.
Please do. Yes.
So one of the stock in trade of the opposition MPP is to always act the proverbial victim. When history shows that they are always the aggressors, and when equal reaction is brought their way, they quickly run to a corner and put their hands between their, their thighs and start screaming, victimhood, victimhood, victim. History does not bear them out. On all the things they accuse everybody of. Mesa likes to respond to me these days a lot. He was on your show, he didn't call me to respond. Bashing me left, right, and center. I thought Mesa was my dear brother and friend. Mesa, I will take you very seriously, and you would have proven that you are trustworthy if you had also communicated your position at the time the Bank of Ghana was making losses through all kinds of actions and activities, including the printing of money. When Bank of Ghana made that 60 billion cedis loss, I didn't hear your opinion on the matter. When you are quick to accuse other people of double standards, at least we have standards. I don't know what the MPP standard is. Because, Moro, I'm asking you this because, you see, these losses that we are speaking about, government has not, this government has not, look, which period in time have you seen audited accounts published transparently online with off-takers? I want to ask honorable, ex-honorable, but still honorable, he's no longer an MP, right? When we say where did the money go, let's start from their 2021 to 2024. And I'm asking Mesa that when we made the claim that Bank of Ghana cannot account for the losses that they had made, it was based on something.
Okay.
It was not based on nothing. It was based on the fact that from that period, we never found where the Gold for Oil off-taker contracts were to date. Mesa should come and answer where were the contracts so that we would also see where the money went. Just like IMF, which is your reference document, indicates where the money went. We want to ask Mesa where the money went. Who were the off-takers? Who were the buyers? Where's the full audit of the 2.137 billion loss that they made under there? So if the NDC asks the Bank of Ghana then to account, because we cannot see and trace, because they were not transparent in their dealings, and today they are still paying for that. That is the question Mesa should answer to us this morning, and not call anybody as, being masters of double speak. Because as I said to you, they are the initiators of double speak, and we will hold them to account whether they are uncomfortable or not. Who started the name calling? Who started in this particular gold matter?
Please, you are still his sister.
I hear him. Then he shouldn't be doing that now when I'm not there. Moro, finally, the traceability that Laura asked, Sammy has spoken to it. He says as we speak, they're almost done procurement, processes to give the contract to a company with the technology to be able to help us, trace the minerals. And Sammy concedes one thing. He says we must have a conversation later on, after we start implementing the traceability. What do we do with gold that cannot be traced? When we seize them, what do we do with them? What do we do with proceeds from gold that cannot be traced, because we suspect they may be coming from the small scale, from illegal mining? Should we have done nothing at all and allowed the colossal sums that were being taken outside of this country through galamsey operations? Or should we have a regulated system that ensures we identify? Because if they cannot bring their gold, and it would mean they have to smuggle them, what it means is that we must ensure that the borders are strong enough to arrest and take custody of those golds. When we take custody of them, what should we do? These are genuine conversations. They cannot possibly be saying we ought to have done nothing, and to allow the status quo ante to have presided till now, where the country would have bleeded. And now people from outside this country who were key beneficiaries of the illicit gold trading, was it in their interest that such levels of illegality was happening to our natural resource? Today, Gold Board has announced by 1st September that independent, what do they call it? The independent, those independent people who aggregate the gold should do value addition, because we now have 2 key refineries. So come and refine it here so we retain some value. There is a bigger picture. President Mahama is leading a resetting agenda that says that Ghana and African nations need to retain greater value from their natural resources. We cannot keep lamenting. We must take difficult decisions, bold decisions. We must start. We must launch and learn. And when we launch and we make mistakes, we will not be afraid to correct action. Here, not one concessionary comment has come from Loretto's mouth about what they may have been done wrong. They might have done wrong. Loretto is insisting that we should show accountability when they never show the same level of transparency and accountability. We are not running from accountability, and we will not run from accountability. And this their thing of always acting the victims, they should stop it, because the intelligence Ghanaian is no longer buying it, and it's not helping them. Because today the MPP has no standard, because they're today in opposition, whereas they call on the NDC not to be petty, not to remind them of their past, whereas they call on us. And in the same breath, they are threatening us. Tomorrow is pregnant, forgetting that the miscarriage of their pregnancies yesterday is what they are dealing with today. They keep saying tomorrow is pregnant. So the group of people who say and accuse people of being petty, of saying that, okay, minority leader, he has said it. So now is it for that I heard him on City FM when Moro was putting him to street proof. He said, oh, is it now Moro shouldn't be petty. We shouldn't be petty to hold them to account. But they must hold as to standards that they never held themselves to.
All right, let me.
That is what the Ghanaian people are seeing. Okay. And from everything their leaders are telling us, those who intend to lead the party, it means they have no intention of changing.
Okay.
So they shouldn't tell the NDC not to be accountable against them or demand accountability for them. They have no intention to change. Sorry, my dear.
Moro, just as they say that Kasatenti and Tom Ponko,
and then
Kasatenti and $1.7 billion. Let's go. Shamima is saying that saying Samia Tongo the Boka is wrong. Let's go to the Gold Board Act 2025, Act 1140. Object of the Gold Board. The object of the Gold Board is to A, oversee, monitor and undertake the buying, selling, assaying, refining, exporting, or other related activity in respect of gold. B, generate foreign exchange for the country. And C, support the accumulation of gold reserves by the Bank of Ghana. Into Samia Tongo Daboka, how is this wrong? She needs to go and read.
Is it your considered opinion? Or your propaganda opinion?
This is the Act 1140.
And your interpretation is that Sami goes to the market and sells gold.
Shamima goes ahead and says that it's a retaliation against Sami Gyamfi. Who is retaliating against Sami Gyamfi?
Your leaders have said it.
Because of the things they did, they think that that's the same thing that we are doing. But the point is, this is what we meant when we said the alternative is scary and is playing to us like video. Where did we start? And you see, she's refusing to go back to the starting point of this conversation. This conversation started from the 240 million.
Which is even an error.
You get
it? Keep saying. Where did that 200 come from?
How many months or weeks after it has gotten to 300 million? You sat here over 1 hour. You haven't been able to answer any question. That's why I said, thankfully, the Parliament of Ghana, in the words of the Speaker of the Parliament of Ghana, where you and I, Shamima and I, we all have representatives there. That is why I said now the burden is on the majority to put the interests of this country ahead of their political partisan interests. And let's get to the bottom of this. If we had kept it from the 214, then we probably wouldn't be talking about 1.7 billion. And Kojo says what? I shouldn't use 22 billion. It should bring us a figure. It's still a loss. It's still above 10 billion Ghana cedis. That can set up, that can give us the 1.7 that we all knew was the 1.7 million jobs that they said they were going to create with 24-hour economy. Today, the person spearheading 24-hour economy is crying for funds. And you think we shouldn't be worried about $1.7 billion? We shouldn't be worried about whatever equivalent we believe is $22 billion. So what is it? Shamima can talk about how the economy, how the indices, and I have indicated, and we all believe that under no circumstances. And then when we went to IMF for the 17th time, we all said under no circumstances should we
what did you do wrong
for the 18th.
What did you do wrong?
Shamima,
what did you do wrong? I'm curious.
When you were talking, I was quiet.
Yes, that's a silly question I wanted to find out.
Today, Moro, how much is fuel? I remember in the early days of their government, when you want to talk, they will ask you, have you bought fuel today? Today, can they ask those questions? Because the reasons why the economy went bad, and today, they think that external factors can affect Ghanaian economy. Is the double standards and the flip-flopping of this government that we all need to be worried about.
Thank God.
It waits our statement that the alternative is scary.
Hey, and as for this, it's not an alternative at all. And these Ghanaians prefer a scary alternative to no alternative.
All right.
Because NPP is no alternative.
There's someone who's coming up. It's not an alternative. It's only a continuation.
Please.
It's called Kwesi Kwetia.
I just
That's the man. Yes. Shamima is very good friend.
The garage program, man. I just want to announce quickly.
Her very good friend.
Oh, okay, that's your friend.
Yes.
Hey, then you're in trouble.
No, he's a friend to all of us.
I'm not in trouble
He's a
at
friend.
all.
No,
I'm not
Can I
in
just
trouble.
announce?
No, there's a reason for the friendship. There's a reason.
Are you going to send her a bill?
Yes, if only you pay the bill.
Right,
I'll pay the bill.
Send her a bill for
Okay,
that.
so commercial, so she's going to
yesterday,
pay.
just a minute, I'll pay. Yesterday,
You see, she's taking advantage
there
of
was
the fact
a
that you're a
briefing
friend.
on
She's
the
taking
garage project.
Yes.
Sweetheart, can I just take a minute to
A minute,
announce? This is a
please.
government
Go ahead.
initiative, right? Thank you very
She's
much.
giving you
Woman
rat
power.
poison.
Thank you very much. You know, they don't want nation building, no.
Yeah.
They are a problem. So we all know what happened with the recent floods, and we all know that the garage project has been giving a renewed impetus so that we'll be able to clear our drains to ensure that the devastation that we saw doesn't happen again. So this is just to appeal to all Ghanaians, especially those living around the Odo Basin. There's going to be a lot of, works happening there. Yesterday, we will be playing a lot of videos so you know when the works would come closer to your place and what will require from you as citizens to cooperate and also to understand the inconvenience, but the necessary inconvenience that we have to do. So from September 7th, they are going to begin with the closure of the westbound carriageway to the Dr. Buzia Highway at Pamprum Junction. The diversion is expected to run till the end of November, please, with alternative routes that will be provided for motorists. So please, if you want to avoid the traffic, start off early and then perhaps start off late so that you can, avoid some of the traffic. Also, the drainage project will run because they're going to build wider storm drains, and that will run from September 2026 to October 2027, almost a year. We need to really solve the problem once and for all. September 2026 to October 2027, and so please, if you are around this place, please cooperate so that we'll be able to do the work. And please stop throwing rubbish into drains so we don't go back to the same problem of, choked drains.
Sure,
Thank
Mr.
you very
Gentleman
much.
who just saying this, maybe we want to draw the attention of the finance minister. So he says, I have information about NADMO. I don't know if you can help me put it out. The newly recruited NADMO staff haven't been paid for 18 months.
Oh, that has been going on for more than...
He says it's very, very draining. Please tell Shamima for us that we
now.
have appointment letters, confirmation of appointment, and the resumption of duty letter into his begging.
I think quite a number of institutions have not been finally processed yet. If you care to know, I was appointed in January. I got my first salary in November. So I'm not going to lie about that. You know that. You know that. You see, always holding people, even when you are even transparent and honest, they have a problem with honesty. They have a problem with transparency. They have a problem with accountability.
Yes, so. Yes, so. Thank you. Thank you, and good morning. Thank you too.
Just a second, just 3 seconds.
All right.
Shamima has mentioned my name more times than respond to the issue. She has gone around the circles without saying anything about their position on losses. And losses now. The Senate Ghanaians are listening. He says, what a shame.
I told you what was your position. Yes, sir. Change,
okay.
Yes, so.
Yes.
Right. Good morning. Good morning.
What's going on?
Well, today we have St. Mary's coming. Yes, this morning it's St. Mary's Senior Secondary School. They're coming here. Magosa 2016. Yes. They are joining us this morning. Yeah. Smoga, not Magosa, sorry.
Smoga?
Yeah, Smoga 2016.
Okay. Smoga
is St. Mary's Old School.
St. Mary's?
Yes.
Hey, Mary's.
Old students.
Hey, Mary's, okay.
He used to fish there.
On that note,
yes,
thank you.
Okay.
And then thank you to your distinguished panelists. We
really
do.
Shamima,
thank you, dear. Thank you. We would have to avoid her because if we don't do that, it escalates everything. Yeah.
It's called woman power.
All right, more. So thank you very much.
Right,
the School's Homecoming show coming up in some few moments. Let's take a break.
These are my two sisters.
Finding my dream apartment in just 2 days was a breeze with 7terragh.com. Looking for your next home, the perfect piece of land, or the best commercial property for your business? Are you worried about sending money home for property and finding nothing when you return?